show, everybody. Mikerowchip here, playing Run 8
Train Simulator 3.
And this is A-Line episode 56. That can't be right. 58. Episode 58. Thank you, spreadsheet. You are the real hero. Okay, so I started it up. We're getting ready to go, and I noticed it sure is dark. And we ended up... So I just advanced it to the next day is where we're at now. And so I didn't have anywhere to sleep. It's awful cold in the, MP 15. So they said I could sleep in the shed. This was locked, but that one was open. Not exactly the red roof inn. Close, but not exactly. But it got the job done. Okay. So let us run back over here now. And we were attempting to switch out until we have 15 cars for the gap. These last two on the end are not gaps. You see this one is a 768, and that one there is a 767. The 768 goes on the far track. These are all 767s and whatnot. And I think all of them are gap except for these last two, right? Yeah. Yep. So there's 14 gaps. Is that what we got now? Oh, no, the locomotive. So there should be 13 gaps. We'll be able to tell once we do it. Okay, so I've got the engine all fired up and everything. It is ready to go. How do I do that now? Okay, yeah, that's how you do it. All right, so let's hope it works. Put it in reverse. Everything sounds good. Give me notch one. Oh yeah, it's moving. There we go. Wait, don't leave me behind. There we go. All right, so we'll switch this one over here onto this track, this center beam here. So do not move car unless tie downs are secured in key slots. Those look like tie downs. Those must be the key slots underneath there. We'll take a look once I get off. I imagine it's a slot that looks like a key. That's what I'm imagining. A keyhole, actually. Don't know for sure, but we'll find out. Where's the switch at? There it is. Okay. Give me some brakes. I'll jump off. Throw this switch. There we go. Let's see. That's a key slot? Yeah, it looks just like a key. Empty load one. Okay, stop reading stuff. Get on there and let's just get this. Let's get this done. All right, here we go. Forward ho. It is good to be back into Run 8 once again. I love trains. I love Railroader. I love Run 8. I'm full of love this morning, and that's nice because I'm doing this in the morning. That's why I say this morning. Of course, in the game, it's also in the morning. So it works on multiple levels. That's nice. All right. I almost said we got to go at a good temperature. I meant speed. Yeah. Yeah. Not temperature. There we go. We leap off. Very good. Okay. And let us continue pushing forward now. This one is, okay, yeah, it's released. I was wondering if the handbrake was still on it. All right. So this is 767. This grain hopper here is... No, this one's 767. This one's 768. Right? Why can't I click? Yeah, it's 768. Okay. Am I doing this right? Suddenly I feel like I'm doing it wrong. This should be 767 here. Yeah, okay. 767 belongs in this yard, right? Because we are in Pecan Yard. Where's Pecan Yard? Yeah, 767 is the local out of Pecan Yard. So I'm doing it right. All right, you naysayers. All right, so we're going to come over here. Oh, we're going to do this. There we go. So we're going to set the handbrake. Yep. All right. Then we're going to get a bump because we got coupler strain. There we go. Open it. Then we're going to come over here. And we're going to say open it. Then we're going to close the angle cock. Okay. Put it back in reverse. There we go. This time I remembered to go into the cab before I started recording and put it on the switcher. Put it in switcher 1 mode instead of road or switcher 2. So again, I don't know. Does that give me maximum torque at switcher 1? Yeah, I think so. Now I can't remember. Were we having to put it right into notch 2? Because I'm notch 1 is getting the job done. Were we having to put it in notch 2 last time to get it to move? I'll have to go back and watch that video. Yes, I will, because I can't remember. There we go. Stop that. We'll leap off once again. Then we'll leap back on again. And here we go. Forward hoe. Oh, we put it notch 2. That's all right. Can I bring it back down to notch 1? No. So sensitive. Okay, there we go. Yep. You can tell we're in Florida because there's trees. Although I looked it up, there's also trees in South Carolina. There are trees in California. There are also trees, believe it or not, in Montana. So trees are not really good. Of course, these, what do you call those trees? Coconut trees? They're tropical trees, sure. Might suggest we're somewhere down, at least in the southern region. All right. There we go. Continue pushing. Push it good. Just to where I'm past. And then we'll take a look, see how many carbs we got. I'm pretty sure it's 13 at this point. So we just got to go back, grab off 2 more gaps, and then we can head on down to the Georgia Pacific yard. I'm going to give him a little more oomph this time. This is a 767. This should be a gap. It is. This is not, right? Yeah, it's not. Okay. There we go. That'll do. Probably going to have the coupler strain here. Look at that. We have coupler strain here. No, don't close the angle cock. Put on the handbrake. There you go. Oh, that was a hard bump. Okay, so we'll open it. Come over here. Open it. Close the angle cock. I didn't put on the handbrake, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Other direction. Which is, of course, reverse. Okay, now we got to back up. Couple of tracks, right? Did we clear this one track? Guess we're about to find out. I don't remember clearing a track. You got some rollers? I don't think so. That's one thing I don't think I've ever seen. Well, at the hump yard I've seen them roll, but I don't think I've ever seen a roller in this game. Isn't that what you call it when there's you know, cars moving along at their own volition? There's no engine attached to them anywhere. Yeah, look at that. That track is completely clear. Well, I'll be. Okay, so let's back up here. This is such a cool shot. Gosh, I love this. There we go. That should do us with throttle. Here comes the switch we're looking for. How you doing? You aight? All right, good. There we are. Jump off here. Throw the switch. And now we'll go hook on. Let's take a look at this now. We have 7 plus 6. That's 13, isn't it? These are loads. These are empties. Yeah. And that's just another button on my... what the heck? No. I'm messing with the wrong thing. There you go. Yeah, I don't know the buttons on my thing. I just know that they're there somewhere. Yeah, I'm the rail driver. We got a little bit of... Let's bail the brake cylinder. There we go. Back down to 0 it goes. That was the brake cylinder right there, in case you don't know. I don't know. Are some people watching this for the first time? Who knows? Every time it's like I always say with all my games, every time I play my game, I always learn something new, it seems like. So I'm just trying to pass on the knowledge. Trying to pay it forward. All right, now we're going to grab onto these. There we go. Now, does F5 get rid of the handbrake? It does. Okay. There we go. And this is a gap, and that's a gap. So those are the two we need. This one is also a gap, but we're not going to pull down that many. So let's pull it backwards now. We can head on back down to the yard. Of course, then I'm thinking to myself, how am I sorting the cars down there in the Georgia Pacific yard? I don't know. We'll find out. I thought I put all the empty tankers on one, or was I putting all the tankers on one, regardless of whether they're full or empty? I can't remember. I bet you if I watch all my videos back, I have a different sorting system every time I go down there. I mean, not that it really matters. This is all good. It's my railroad. I do whatever I want. I do what I like, and I like what I do, according to Bert. Okay, we want to close the angle cock. Do this. Let us decouple. There we go. Okay, now before we go down there, let me do some flying. Whoa, nope, not moling, flying. There we go. All right, what do we got? Okay, so we still have room on this one here, which is the local, right, 767. And then these are going, we got lots of room on this track, which is going on over there. And then just to see, what do we got going here in this line here? We got some gaps. Gaps. Yeah, it's the same thing all the way through. Gaps and 768s and 767s, just a smattering of everything. Okay. Now we're going to come back to here. What? Oh, that's the engines I have parked here. I was going to say, why is there a train sitting right there? There's no train sitting. Well, I mean, there is, but it's not a road train or anything. Okay. Now we want to back up. Continue backing up. Alrighty. Throw notch 1 just to get us rolling. Roger, we're moving. Beep, beep, beep. That's me being the EOT. Instead of going, did, which sounds more like an EOT. But you know what I'm saying. We're off on the road to the Georgia Pacific Yard. Took me a bit, but I got there. I don't know where the level crossing is. I'll pretend I'm at it right now. Smiling Jimmy won't tell us. Oh, I bet it looks nice. Very professionally done. All right, let's put it in notch 3. We can get up to 15. Even the rail driver's telling me the speed limit here is 15. I really like the way the speed limits work in this game because, you know, it's very consistent, unlike trains where you have problems. And then I like the way the rail driver constantly displays. There's a bunch of different things you can have it display, but I have it constantly display what the speed limit is where I'm at. Because everything else I need to know is up here on the screen. Is up here on the screen. There's probably a way in Rail Driver to display the current speed limit, but if it puts it right on Rail Driver, that's awesome. All right, here's the track we want to go down, so let's start slowing down. Let's add a little independent brake here. See if the engine's got enough in her to slow it down. We're getting some good reaction. Okay. Yep. Some kind of aggregates mine there. Very good. Now, just to be sure again, I'm pretty sure I checked this last time. We are not over the switch back here. I don't know. 15 is plenty. And we don't want to do any more than 15 because, let's take a look at the train here. I'll show you why. At least in my mind. No, where is it? There it is. Look at that. We're at 1.2 horsepower per ton. We can get down to 1, but I think this is going to be good, right? All right, to tell the truth, I thought it was going to be under 1 horsepower per ton. And when I saw it was 1.2, I was thinking, that kind of ruins my, my vibe, but what are you going to do? Okay, now we're going to back up going this way, except that we're actually going forward. There we go. Notch 1, bail. There we go. Get that brake cylinder down to 0 once again. We're on our way. Let's put it in notch 2. Nicely done. There we go. I think it's time for a drink. And I'm at the bottom of my cup right now. I hate it when I lift my cup to drink, and when I look down into the cup, I can see silver, which means that there's no more Coke left in there, right? I don't like that. I like to look in there and see a nice, deep pool of Coca-Cola. Oh, how do I make it from day to day? I don't know. I just don't know. Ooh, that gives me a very... very big American Truck Simulator vibe right there with all the trailers parked in here. You ever played that game before and your driver's always getting tired? He goes, oh. So you know he's getting tired. And then if you keep driving, the screen starts going black. And then you can also be given, I think it's $200 if you're pulled over by the cops when you're tired. I get it. I don't like it. But I get it. Now, we're on a tanker here, right? Yeah. So let's go down to the yard, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go. Now, this over here is a scrap metal yard, which I probably point out every time we come down here, but I thought I'd point it out again. I don't think we do any business with the aggregates yard that's right here. Here it comes. Can we see the engine now? Sure can't, but that's a cool shot. All right, here we come up on the level crossing. Look out, peeps. Big old crane there. They really like to push the envelope at this level crossing. We've had several people run through the train. There we go. Everybody stay still. Got you covered. All right. Look at that. We're still only going up. I forgot all about the speed, but we're only at 12 mile an hour. All right, yeah, we're going to have to stop before this first switch, though, so I can fly around and see what I got going. As far as my sorting technique down here. Well, I could write it down, right? There's so many yards, though. God. All right, let's start slowing it down. There we go. Nice. There we go. All right. You know what, though? I'm going to put you guys on pause because I got to get another Coke. And then we'll figure out what's going on. And I'm back. All right. Now, let me get a drink first. So good. All right. So now let's jump off here and let's do some flying. Okay, now it looks like we got the tanker split up. We got the boxcar split up. I don't know what split up means, but yeah. So I think what I did was I figured there were empties and there were fulls coming in here, empties and fulls coming in with these, but these here were just all. Well, let's put the card tags on. Yeah, see, because these are both full, right? Yep, those are full. These here are full. See, these have green numbers on them, so they're empties. And then you got your empties and your fulls. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm very proud of myself right now. Okay, now when you click on them, do they tell you? Oh, yeah, because you can see the loads in them, right? Yeah. Yeah, there they are right there. It'd be 0 otherwise. Okay. All right. Very good. So now we got to fly back down here. There we go. We got to say, what's this one now? This one is empty because he's got a 0 right there. And this one is empty. And the empties are on which track? No, wrong one. The empties are on the far track. Yep. Empties are on the far track. Okay, I've got it. I got it. All right, so this one's already in reverse, so we're good. Hop on. Come on, hop on. There you go, buddy boy. Let's start drilling, huh? Everybody likes drilling. I don't know why, but since I got up this morning, I've had 2 country songs running through my brain, which I don't know very well. I know how the tune goes, and I'm not really a country song kind of a guy, you know. I don't hate country songs. In fact, I went to, when I was down in Nashville, is it Nashville? I think so. I went to that Dolly Parton Roundup. That was really a good show. It really was. And like I said, I'm not a country hater, but I'm not, you know, it's just not my thing. It's not my vibe, you know, the country songs. But it was a really good show. And I really like Dolly Parton. She seems like a really classy person. But anyway, one of her more famous songs, at least as far as I think that is anyway, I'm pretty sure it is Jolie. So I've been, Jolie, 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 Jolie. I know I'm slaughtering it, but that one's been going through. And then another one who I have no idea who sings it. And it always makes me think of some 70s show. No show in particular, but it just reminds me of shows I used to watch. Somebody's like laughing and those kinds of things, you know. But the other song is, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. And those songs have been going through my brain. In fact, this morning I thought to myself, I've got to look up to see what all the lyrics are to Jolie. And what the lyrics are to, and who sings You picked a fine time to leave me Lucille, so. But country music to me is like rap. Rap is fine. I don't hate rap either. It's just I'm more of a classic rock kind of a guy, you know. Not that you care, but there it is. Okay, very nicely done. Let's slow down a little bit. We're going a little too fast. You want to be between 3 and 5, like I normally say. Where you want to be when you're coupling. There we go. And now we've got to push forward a little bit more yet. Clear this track. Give me a little bit more. This is a big, evidently a big customer of ours. Again, the tagging system in here is done by the game itself. It knows how many cars are needed at what industries and when. And so I just grab on them and shove them where they need to go. Start servicing industries. Depending on which cars I get. Now, this thing should be full right here, right? Yeah, it is. It's got 90 tons of wood chips in it. I think that's what the number means, right? It's how many tons it has. Does it indicate a unit on there? Yeah, U.S. tons. Okay, so it's 90 tons. Oh, keep that on. I turned off the independent brake. I didn't want to do that. Oh, look at that. I thought I was going to have coupler strain. No, sir. No, don't close the angle cock. Keep it open. There you go. We want the air to escape. We don't want to bottle it. Some noise going on right now? Oh, I think that's in the room I'm sitting in, yeah. Okay. I'm hearing a rattling sound. Like, is there some car moving somewhere? That's actually in my room. It's the heat in my basement is on. What am I doing here now? Here we go. Yeah, and so that's what I'm hearing. Okay, very good. Grandpa got confused. I'm scared. New noises are coming. Okay. There we go. Yes. Now, these are, again, the one with the stripe down the middle are for corrosive things. So are they doing corrosive things here? Oh, you know what, too? I just saw a distant signal video, and he showed this yard, the Pacific Yard, the Georgia Pacific Yard. It looks pretty much the same as it does in game here. It was really exciting. I'm like, ooh, there's that. Ooh, there's that. I thought, too, about going back and seeing how they sort their cars, but there's no way to tell. I mean, they have certain cars in certain areas, but do they always use the same tracks like I do, or do they just shove them wherever there's an open track, which is probably how they do it, but I don't know. I'm just going to do it the way I'm doing it. They can do it the way they're going to. Let everybody roll however they want to roll. All right, so we don't want this one, right? No, we want the next one down. There it is. There she blows. There we go. Just one. Just one. Forward ho. Alrighty. I also do a Railroader series that you may or may not know about. But in that game, I'm not very far into it at all. In the beginning, you start out with the railroad has been flooded and washed out, so you got to fix tracks. And every time you fix tracks, it opens up a new area where you can start servicing industries and everything. It's a really, really good game if you've never tried it before, and you are looking for a new railroad game. That's a good one as well. But anyway, And that one, someone just told me in the comments that pretty much everywhere in there, the speed limit's 35. Which I thought it would get faster. They say there are some spots where it gets up to 45 and some parts where it goes down to 25. But for the most part, if you're doing 35, you're probably doing it right, is basically what they were telling me. That surprised me. Then someone else said, well, it is considered to be a branch line. You know, the whole thing is just a little tiny thing. So it's like, oh, yeah, that's true. You don't really go fast on branch lines, right? That's just mostly what I'm doing here. Okay. Whoop. No, don't walk that way. I accidentally walked backwards. That ever happened in real life? All right. So let's set the hand. No. Set the handbrake. There you go. Give me a bump. There it is. Scooch over. There we go. Open that. Yep. Come over here. Open, close. Other way. Now, before we go, okay, so this one's going to be full. Full. Yeah, see, now they're both toxics, and then this one's going to be empty in it. Look at that. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Okay. It was a delayed move, because I had to figure out where we're going next. Okay, let's jump on there. So we're going right here next. So just one track over. Yeah, I don't know. I know they bleach paper, right? Is that why they need toxic chemicals? For some reason, the name kaolin comes up. Is that a? I'm pretty sure that's a chemical. Do they use that in paper products? Kaolin? I don't know. It don't say what it is. It just says how much is in there. So I don't know. I can see the cap. Zoom in on it. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Okay, this is what we want to throw here. That'll do. Jump back off. Throw this one. And then we want to just go one track up. We're going to have to stop there when we get there. Because switch. That's why. Here we go. Listen to that flange squeal there. It's nice. Metal on metal grinding. Sweet. All right, so we got two of them here, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I saw two of them. No biggie. We'll be able to see once we jump off anyway, so. Oh, yeah, but we got to stop. Oh, boy. Did I stop in time? Oh, yeah. Okay. You can't start... You're playing this game, you can't start having too much fun. Because then you lose concentration. At least I do. I start having fun. I'm looking at it, thinking, wow, look at all this. Woo! This is nice. I feel like a real railroader, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, you're running past the switch you're supposed to throw. So have fun, just not too much fun. Train responsibly, I guess is what I'm saying. Here we go. Yeah, this is much nicer in the daytime. It was fun doing things at night last time, but hard to see. And this is just nicer. The visuals are wunderbar. Here we go. If you haven't noticed, I've been using the cheat there to automatically, because these are full now, right? Yeah. To automatically hook up the hoses and release all the handbrakes on it. Because that's how I do. Working past this frog on this track. Here we go. Okay. Whoop. That seems to be a thing this episode. I accidentally walk backwards. I smiling Jimmy looking out the window at me. When I start walking, he always tells me which way I'm going. Backwards. I go, oh, yeah, right. Walking the wrong way. Sorry. Here we go. We want to, we already did. Open the coupler. Close. Okay. Now, these next two are empties, right? Empty. Empty. Look at that. Beautiful. Move it on back. Here we go. Air hose kind of sits at a weird angle there. It doesn't really hang. It's all good. Railroader put a lot more effort into their air hoses, but I don't know. Does this one feel more realistic than Railroader does? Oh, it's pretty close. But as I said before, I really do feel more like a Railroader in this game. Based, of course, upon zero knowledge of what it really feels like to be a real Railroader. But I have a CSX ball cap that I wear everywhere I go. Usually when I my hair's all messed up for some reason, I slept on it and decided not to take a shower that morning or whatever, but I'll wear a ball cap. Or if it's sunny outside, or if I'm going to the baseball game, I'll also wear it. But anywho, I always have a lot of people. Those are the two responses that I get. Actually, I got a third response now to think about it. The first response I usually get is CSX, what's that? That's the most common one that I get. And so I say, oh, it's just a railroad. And then the second most common thing I get from my CSX hat is, and don't, I mean, you can look at this any way you want to. I don't wear the CSX cap so that I get comments. That's not what I'm not fishing for anything. Now, you can believe that or not believe that, whatever. It's up to you. I don't care. But I wear it because I like it. But anywho, so the second most common one is, oh, you work for CSX? Or, oh, you're a railroader. At which time I always say, no, I'm not. And then some people, not very many, will give me a weird look. As if, well, then why are you wearing that if you're not actually, employee? I kind of think to myself, yeah, but sometimes I wear my Tiger hat, my Detroit Tigers hat. I'm not a Detroit Tiger. But anyway, let's not dwell on that. And then one time I was walking into Kroger and I had it on, and one of the cart boys came up to me and said, I'd like to thank you for your service. Now, I actually have been in the military. So I went, thanks. And then I thought to myself, how do you know I was in the military? What am I doing that makes me, appear militaristic? I don't know. So I go, thank you very much, but how did you know? He goes, oh, your hat. I go, oh, no. This is a railroad hat. I didn't laugh at him like that, though. I just said, oh, no, this is a railroad hat. I said it's a good guess because I was in the military, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for saying so. But yeah, this is a railroad hat. It's not a military hat. I don't know because what am I doing right now? Okay, I'm doing this. I don't know if it was because what am I doing? Oh, here we go. Okay, now I got it. Because it was yellow. Like they'll have those. What do they call those things? The little yellow leaves, oak leaves or something like that. I forget. I haven't been in the military in a long time. And so I guess he thought it was that kind of a thing, Like the high-ranking officials will have little clusters of leaves, golden leaves. But, yeah. And now I'm thinking to myself, maybe I shouldn't have said this, because what if that guy's listening right now? I hope not. And if you are, I don't mean I'm really not trying to make fun of you. It just struck me as, yeah. It was unusual. I just was thinking this person's reading my mind, and I don't know how they're doing it. So, anywho. Ready? And then I'm thinking of another instance, too, when I was walking through a local fair, and they had the midway games, the basketball, the hoop, and all that. And so they have those guys and gals that are calling out to people saying, hey, come try my game, whatever. Because they're, I don't know if you know this, but they're trying to make money. And we do sometimes. We play some of the games. It can be fun. So some guy, I was wearing my CSX hat that day, and he said, come on over and knock over the bottles with the ball. It's a lot easier than railroading, sir. I was like, yeah, I imagine it is. I've really never done either, but it seems like it would be. And then my last CSX hat story. This is the hat story episode. I don't know why this is occurring to me, but is one time we were on a little river cruise kind of a thing, like you get on pay a little money, get on the boat, takes you around the river, brings you back, kind of a thing. And some guy said to me, "Hey, you work for CSX? You work for the railroad?" And turns out he did work for the railroad. And I was about to say no. I just like the hat, which is usually, I'm not going to pretend to be a railroader. But before I could get it out, my brother said to the guy, "Oh, he wishes." And then this guy and my brother had a good laugh at my expense. So that was not nice of my brother. Actually, I don't really care. Okay, that's it. I gotta get off the CSX hat stories now. Alrighty, very good. Let's open the coupler, come over here, open the coupler, close it. And we're gonna go back in the other direction. I heard another train going by. I don't know if you heard it or not. The main line that's back up that way, it's right up next to that pecan yard. Okay, this one should be empty nowadays. Okay, here we go. Can I hear the train? I think I hear the train, too. That low hum going. Seems like that's like maybe the third or fourth train that's come by since we've been down here in Pecan Yard. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but during that last episode of Distant Signal that I saw, he was talking about, like I said, Pecan Yard. He showed this area, so that was kind of cool. But he was saying some people say pecan, some people say pecan. He goes, he always remembers his dad would tell him, it's pecan. A pecan is something you take with you on long trips if you don't want to stop. Yeah. I hear it now. That was not me. They're coming up to the level crossing. Yep. Can't see from here, can we? No, it's too much around the corner. Okay, so we'll get this empty in here now. Of course, Kalen or whatever, I don't know why that name popped in my brain, is coming in. So what are they bringing out? After the chemical's been used, it's got to be cleaned? I don't know. I used to work security at a Ford engine plant, and they would have trucks come in with oil because as they're machining the engines, they're like drilling the cylinder holes and everything where I was at. They would have oil cascading all over everything, obviously, because, I mean, those drills are going to get super hot. And they would bring in oil, and then they would take out oil as well. And I'm assuming that was oil that was dirty, that they got to get cleaned or recycled or however you want to put it. So I'm thinking maybe that's the same thing that's going on here. Not sure. Either that or they make just a whole lot of whiteout. That's a paper product. I mean, it's not made from paper, but at least I don't think it is. I don't think they make whiteout. At least not at this plant, although I could be wrong. Oh, no. There we go. Give me a bump. Thank you. Okay, and then we're going to open the coupler here. Open the coupler, close the angle cock. And let's go the other way. For a second, I thought about flying over and taking a look at that train going by on the main line. But I decided against it. Bail. You really don't have to yell out bail when you're bailing. I just like to do it. Okay, now this is a boxcar. I don't know whether it's full or empty, but we're gonna have to back up to get to the tracks are over on the far left there. It's like a nice screenshot right there, huh? With the three different, tankers and then this. I could say three different types of cars, but same type. These are empty. These are full. I'm parsing now. I'm definitely parsing. There we go. There's where we want to go, right there and there. We're going to go on this far track way over here. That's going to be a little bit. Just a bit. Okay, there's it's the one with the big switch stand on it, the big target. Here we go, and down, and throw it, and let's see now. What is this one? This one happens to be empty, and let's zoom. Now here, these here are empty, so these should be full over here, right? And they are. But you know what? We've run out of time. We are in the butter zone right now. Yes, we are. We only got a few more cars to go. And then we're going to go back up there and start sorting again. Well, actually, not sorting, but, sorting. We're going to get more cars is what we're going to do. Why don't you like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you leave me a comment? And if you don't like the fact that the IW's 9-6... but the ELW is 10-6. Well, this just may not be the channel.